Well, I just want to talk about a couple things. The porn industry is like legal drug dealers. Drugs and drug addiction, very, very strong thing, terrible thing. Some of us don't even know that we were addicts. Some of us don't even know we were addicted. But there's an entire industry out there dedicated to exploiting this addiction. Interestingly, due to high-speed internet, it's become a very potent force. It's become a very potent force in this modern day society that I feel isn't prepared for it. We weren't prepared for this. And it's kind of like Gary says, he says, your brain was not prepared for this. Now, if any of you have gone clean and started to experience clarity and then relapsed, you can understand how tough it is. It's it's extremely tough. And well, I guess I want to make this video or this audio so that I want to encourage you to keep going because it's definitely worth it. Um, and you have to excuse me because I'm a little this isn't prepared or nothing. I'm just kind of speaking from my mind. But drug addicts, they have to work for it. They have to steal money or sell something or go out there in the world, and they have to work to get their drugs. They have to have something to give in order to get it. Um, if you live with family or if you live with yes, if you live with family or you have access to free internet, you have an unlimited supply of free drugs. And of course, what I mean by drugs is video porn. With the advent of high-speed internet in the past decade, um, and the popularity of it within the past 15 years, I believe it's made an impact on society that maybe many people don't know about. But I feel that all stimulation in general can be detrimental to the mind, but that's another topic. Well, why are things the way they are? Why is there such a big industry in exploitation of women in a free society where I feel that, I guess you could say, there is, quote, sexual liberation? The negative aspects of promiscuous behavior were usually confined to brothels or certain towns, or let's say you had to go to a shop, through society. So the exploitation of things like this were sort of underground, kept hush hush. Now the industry's so big, they have award shows. Um, so it's sort of like uh, it's not a taboo thing anymore. But see, the thing is, the effects aren't really well known right now either. So that being said, this whole movement against, I would say, the industry in general just barely started about 3 years ago. I believe in the future there's going to be more awareness on the effects of it, and I believe there's going to be more of a campaign against it. But I feel right now we're in the early stages of discovering its detrimental effects, particularly with high-speed internet. So, um, I feel it's very important to know the detrimental effects of porn use and internet use in general. Actually, I believe high-speed internet is can be very damaging and detrimental to the mind as well. But that's another topic. Bear with me. So we have an entire industry, an entire billion-dollar industry based upon billions of dollars, where up-and-comers can come into the uh, up-and-coming as aspirants, would-be actresses, I would say, can exploit themselves for notoriety, money. You know, it's sort of like, I suppose it'd be likened to maybe a drug kingpin wanting to rise up in the ranks of life by feeding off the addictions of others. Like the movie Scarface, or so drug dealers do. They rise in they rise to power monetarily, influentially, off of the addictions of others, be it cocaine, heroin. And to me, porn producers, actresses, and the entire industry that's connected, they're all sort of riding those waves of addiction by creating more of the demand, creating more of the supply for the demand. And it's not necessarily a demand that is wanted. It's a demand that is not really, in my opinion, wanted, given the fact that I don't think people realize the detrimental effects. Now, I can't go into drug culture, or I don't really know the real reason behind why people do drugs, or obviously because it achieves highs that the brain isn't normally drugs create highs that the brain normally doesn't produce through natural means. So, likened with high-speed internet and many novelty and all that stuff, I believe that the same thing happens. Unfortunately, there's an endless array of industry producing that it's there at the tip of your fingertips. So I believe lack of awareness is the culprit. Truly, lack of awareness is the culprit, because long time users don't really think it's a problem, or they never knew it was a problem. I never knew it was a problem till I started to have major issues in my real life. And it's not just, I'm not going to say it was just pornography. I'm not going to say that. But I'm going to say it was high-speed internet in general. There just becomes one addiction leads to another, and I believe internet addiction is pretty much hand in hand with the porn. So I believe they go together. I would theorize that they're about the same. If you were to use maybe porn for like 2 hours, I believe using the internet, playing video games, and chatting or going on Facebook, all of that stuff is almost, in my opinion, just about similarly giving off the same dopamine response. But I believe that obviously the novelty of porn is worse. It gives off a higher dopamine response, but still, so not only is our society based off of internet. We live in an internet-based society now. I think that it's drastically changed the arts and culture and society, the way we function, the way we socialize, I believe that it's detrimental to our social health and our emotional and even our spiritual health, the internet. And I also believe that along with that comes its little evils, which include social networking and pornography. So understand all of this stuff. It really derives us from what we really are. It really takes us away from who we really are and what we were really born as. So if you take someone out of that environment of stimulation, internet, what happens is the mind tends to stabilize. Now, it takes a long time. This is what Gary talks about, rebalancing your brain, but I don't feel that he really went into it in as much depth as I think he could have, because I feel that the internet needs to be addressed as well, because I feel the stimulation of the internet, on top of video games, on top of television, on top of Netflix, YouTube, we're living in a society now where everybody has a smartphone. Everybody has unlimited access, 4G unlimited access. And we're living in a society where it's my true opinion, my most utmost from the bottom of my heart, that this society of stimulation, internet, all of this stuff is depriving us of who and what we really are, the nature of who we are. Human beings we're intuitive social animals. And, it is my belief that we all have a sense of intuition and spirit. And when we start to bombard it with distractions, I feel that it's detrimental to our social health. And I only speak from experience, because I've used the internet for 15 years of my life, on average 4 to 5 hours a night, and I never knew why. No, I was never disciplined not to use it. I was never given, my reality was cyber reality. I was lost in it. And I know I'm an extreme case, but I feel that when I started out, that was in 1995. Well, fast forward about 10 years now, fast forward about 15 years, now we live in a society where everybody's online. And I don't know if that's good for us.